Tonight, I have a very important guest. His name is Oleksandr Lutsaievskyi, and we're coming to you tonight. He is coming to you tonight from Kyiv, Ukraine. Thank you so much, Oleksandr. I'm grateful to you for talking to us.
Thank you, Marianne.
You are a dual citizen, Canada and the Ukraine, correct?
Right.
And you have been living in Canada?
Yeah, for the last 8 years. I came here to support my extended family and my parents during this time.
Have you met a lot of people who have come back to Ukraine from other places like yourself?
Not a lot, not a lot. I spent most of my time with my family, so I didn't have a chance to meet other people. Yeah.
I know it's very difficult to ask you to put into words what it feels like to be there tonight, but anything that you could tell us, I would appreciate.
I think all of us are tired here. We sleep in about 4 hours per day. Recently, there were a lot of air attacks through rockets, and last time people say it's artillery. In Kharkiv, last night there was a lot of artillery. This is where my parents are. Also, I think everyone has kind of like adrenaline rush. So it's both being tired and being on adrenaline.
Are there children in your family who are there with you?
I'm staying with my friends, and there is a little girl, 10 years old.
Are the Ukrainian people, I know it seems ridiculous to ask if they are scared tonight. Are people hopeful despite it all?
Definitely. People, especially in Kyiv, they were patriotic and ready to defend. People say they have nowhere to go. This is their home, and they look really hopeful. So they will stand and fight back to make sure that their home is peaceful.
There's a lot of argument and debate in the United States, a lot of it going back to the American role in all of this conflict, going back to 2014, about the Minsk agreements, about the expansion of NATO conversation. Is any of that relevant right now?
I think right now people are just thinking about how to make sure everything will end soon. There's not a lot of talk about politics right now. People just tired of the conflict, despite of the fact that just few days when it started, and people looking forward to the peaceful resolution.
You said that people are feeling hopeful. What
Right.
is it that the Ukrainian people are hoping will come in the form of help? And do they feel that the world is awakening to what's happening and is beginning to respond and support?
Yeah. I think in general, there is a feeling in Kyiv that Ukraine was left by other partners, and people are by their own to defend. A lot of people enlisted to the territorial defense squads, and Ukraine gave out weapons to protect the country. And there was a lot of volunteers to defend, civil volunteers to defend the city. People in Kyiv hopeful that there will be peaceful negotiations soon, but right now looks like there is no willing to have these peaceful conversations from Russia side. So the other option is just to stay here and defend.
I know that a couple of days ago, President Zelensky had talked about how the Ukrainian people are alone. In the last 2 days, there has been a lot of mobilization among European nations and the United States. Are the Ukrainian people feeling that? Are you feeling that people are awakening to your situation on a higher level now?
Yes, definitely. There is a movement towards having more help. I think recent sanctions, stronger sanctions, bring more hope to Ukrainian people. Things like turning off SWIFT for Russia. But looks like sanction could play their role in the long term, but people are dying right now. And this night, for example, rocket attack damaged the oil refinery near Kyiv, and now it could lead to ecology catastrophe because a lot of toxic air and waste goes to Kyiv, and now we have to make sure that everything is all windows are closed and sealed, and we should wear masks outside to make sure that we don't have the explosion of this toxic air. So sanctions are, but they are kind of like a slow and long-term game, and I don't know what could be done to make sure that the resolution can be escalated faster.
President Zelensky has been very inspiring to people throughout the world. And when he was offered safe exit, I think by the Americans, he responded by saying, "We need ammunition. I need ammunition. I don't need a ride." Has the presence of the president been a particular inspiration to the Ukrainian people? And by that, I mean, of course, the Ukrainian president.
Yeah. Yes. In the past few days, I think President Zelensky played a big role in moral support of people, and he gives a good example to people, and that makes us more hopeful.
Was it a difficult decision for you to make whether or not to return to Ukraine?
I just thought that for me, morally, it will be easier if I stay with my extended family at this point, rather than be in Canada and watch that from outside. I couldn't sleep if that would happen.
Have you regretted it at any point?
No.
No. Do the Ukrainian people feel confident that you will win?
I think yes. Yeah. Yes.
What would you like the American people to know? Is there anything in terms of your experience, in terms of the country, the Ukrainians? I assume you are aware that thousands of people are protesting in Russia as well against this, and the Ukrainians are aware of that, correct?
Yeah. I know. So I would say that try to check facts if you watch media. I know that different sites try to show facts from different perspectives, and try to fact check if you see the news. Also, if you can reach to your officials, it's not only for Americans, but for any country, to ask for peaceful negotiations with Russia to support Ukraine. Apparently, sanctions will play only their role long term, and the conflict escalates too quickly that sanctions could be a good decision to calm down Russia. So, if people can reach their officials to ask, facilitate the peaceful negotiations faster, that will be helpful for the people of Ukraine.
And that is the highest win, of course, is peaceful negotiations.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I wish you the very, very best. I hope that you and your family and people around you know how much concern there is throughout the world, how many prayers are going up for you, how many people are sending you energy, thoughts, prayers, and of course, all the material means of support that they are capable of sending to you, military and humanitarian. I hope that the Ukrainian people can feel the very your expanded hearts. All my very best to you. You and your family will remain in my prayers. And I know I speak for many people. Please take care of yourself and your family. God bless you, sir.
Thank you, Marianne.
Thank you.